Hi, today we are looking at sections 5.1 and 5.2, which deal with probability and odds. So probability is how likely an event is to occur. So we have this as a formula where P is our probability. A is our amount of times the event occurs. And T is our total amount of attempts. So for example, if you're say rolling a die and trying to get a specific number and you roll it 50 times, that'd be the amount of attempts, and the amount of times you got that specific number would be your A. Now, if this is going to give us a probability as a ratio, if we leave it as a fraction, reduce to lowest terms, or we can change it to a decimal. Alternatively, we can multiply it by 100, add a percentage sign, and write it as a percentage. It can also be written as odds, which is our number of attempts for versus attempts against. So how many times did we get what we wanted versus how many times what we didn't want happened. Okay, so example, what are the odds of choosing a red face card at random from a regular deck of cards? So if we're writing as odds, we're just writing our attempts for versus attempts against. So first we have to figure out how many red face cards there are. So we know that there is a Jack, Queen, and King, all face cards, and we have two red cards. We've got our hearts and our diamonds. So we have a total of 6 red face cards. Now, our other cards, which would be ones that we would not want to draw, we know we start out with 52 cards, but we had 6 face cards. So we can draw 6 cards that meet what we want. Meanwhile, there's 46 that don't. So writing that as odds is 6 to 46. Now, with odds, we always want to reduce to lowest terms if we can. So if there's anything we can divide out of both sides, we'll do that. So both of these are even numbers, so we know we can divide each side by 2. So the odds of choosing a red face card at random from a regular deck of cards is 3 to 23. So every 3 times it works, so it'll be 23 times it doesn't. Okay, example, write the probability of a previous question as a fraction and as a percentage. Okay, so P is equal to A over T, where A is our amount of ones that worked out, and T is our total amount. So that's going to give us 6 over 52. Both of those are even numbers, so we can reduce that to lower terms. So that gives us 3 over 26. Now, if we want to do that as a percentage, we know to get as a percentage, we're just doing essentially the same thing, but multiplying by 100 and adding a percentage sign. So we've got 6 over 52, which reduces to 3 over 26 times 100, add a percentage, and the probability of it occurring as a percentage would be 11.5%. Now, next example, the probability of a team getting into playoffs is 8/15. What are the odds for getting into the playoffs? And what are the odds against? Okay, so first thing is we have 15 total attempts. So to get the attempts not making the playoffs, we'll just take this and subtract our 8. So we have 7 unsuccessful attempts. So our odds for, we've got 8 successful to 7 unsuccessful. Now, if it's odds against, all we need to actually do is reverse order these. So odds against just means we list our unsuccessful attempts first. So that'd be 7 to 8.